Yeah, greetings to everyone. I'm Dr. Niyi Adeleye, a real estate investment and wealth coach, the president and CEO of Perfection Real Estate Group, where our vision is to empower people through real estate. And by empowerment, I mean knowledge and financial empowerment. And since I'm talking about knowledge and financial empowerment, please draw your seat closer. Pay good attention and ensure you listen to this presentation to the very end. This might just be that piece of information that will completely change your life and rewrite your family's financial story. Let me make this very clear to you. Irrespective of who you are, your occupation, the industry you operate in, and your income status, this piece of information that I'm about to unfold will be very, very relevant to you. Of course, all I will be talking about in this presentation and in the subsequent presentation of material that you will get from me will be centered around real estate in relation to you as a human being existing on the surface of the earth. In my company, Perfection Real Estate Group, we pride ourselves as a one-stop real estate consortium that seeks to innovate and provide solutions to the real human problems in the real estate sector. And so, I'm not going to be speaking to conventional real estate as you may have known it. I'm going to be talking about real estate as it relates to innovation, solutions, systems, templates, and structures, and how you can be empowered to change your life and fortunes just by following our lead. If you will take the pain to listen and follow through with the innovation and solutions that we are bringing on board, then you are guaranteed a complete turnaround in your economic fortune and even your lifestyle. Well, let me let you know this, that some real estate industry players will not be happy with me for some of the revolutionary information and secrets that I will be delivering to you. But if you are wise and you generally desire to change your life and fortune through real estate, then this is for you. The beauty of it all again is that no matter who you are, your occupation or profession, the industry that you operate in, or your income status, this is very, very relevant to you as human as you are, existing on the surface of the biggest piece of real estate known as the earth. So now, so that you can appreciate much more what I'm trying to bring on board to you. And I'll be bringing it on board, of course, from time to time. I just deem it fit, to first of all, open your eyes on the real estate industry and the challenges thereof. So I want to start, before I deliver solutions to you, I want to first of all talk about the industry, because you need to understand the background information about the industry of real estate and the challenges, right? So that will help you better to appreciate what I have to say in this part of the video, talking about the real estate industry and the challenges thereof. So I'll start by, first of all, attempting to define real estate or describe real estate, whatever the case may be, so that you can understand what we're talking about real estate and what it connotes, right? So real estate is a term that encompasses, the following. Number one, land, right? So that biggest piece of real estate that God Himself has delivered to us as human beings and all that is therein in terms of other improved land, built areas, vacant land, the sea or the oceans, the iceland, and so on and so forth, the rocks, everything all together, that make up the earth is the biggest piece of real estate. So when we talk about real estate, of course, you cannot discount the aspect of land. In fact, land is the foundation of real estate. The earth in itself is a piece of real estate. So land is very important. We're talking about real estate. Land is deeply involved. So when we talk about real estate, then number two, talk about property, right? So property is that tangible assets that's attached to land. Like all the improvements that mankind have been able to do on land. We talk about buildings. Buildings, we have residential and commercial buildings, we have industrial buildings, we have agricultural, and whatsoever, the kind of structure, the kind of use that the building is put on. That is property, the structures. And with also all the roads, bridges, and so on and so forth, all infrastructure development, they are all can be termed as property, right? So all the improvements, that mankind has been able to put together, the buildings of this world and the infrastructure is what we refer to as the property, right? So that's another thing you need to understand, about real estate. Then we talk about rights, right? Rights is an intangible asset. You cannot see rights with your eyes, but people have rights, right? So people have rights of ownership, right? So you can own a property either by acquisition or by heritage. The property can be yours, and you have title to it. You are entitled to the land. That's your right. It could be leases, right? So if you lease, a piece of space, of course, for the period of that lease, you have a right, to it, right? So that is rights. Right? Licenses. You can get a license to perform a particular assignment on property, right? For easements or what have you. So there are rights, over properties. If for example you have a family land, of course you have rights. It's a family entitlement, and you have rights. If you acquire a piece of property, you have rights to it. So those are rights when it comes to real estate. Then we talk about interests, right? So also there are interests, in property. There are interests in land and interests in different kind of property, right? So we have legal claim to land, right? So we have freehold interest, we have leasehold, we have mortgage. Interest just connotes, our interest, so to say, in a particular piece of property. Maybe probably we have invested in it, or we inherited it, or by virtue of one thing or another, maybe you financed the piece of property. Then it means that you have interest, in that piece of property. So these are what revolves around when you talk about real estate. This you cannot dissociate, these terms, from real estate. So real estate is a physical asset that can be bought, it can be sold, it can be leased, it can be rented, and also is subject to market forces, a form of demand and supply. And then of course there is the regulation, local regulation, economic condition, and so on and so forth. All these things, play in one way or the other when you're talking about real estate. So in essence, real estate includes the physical land and the structures on it, as well as legal rights and interests associated with its use and the ownership. So at this point in time, I'll just be stopping. There's a part 2 and part 3 of this presentation talking about the real estate industry and the challenges thereof. So I'll see you in the part 2 of this presentation, and then of course we'll continue from there. So thank you for now. Bye for now.